I think that's the leading obstacle to limiting and preventing more open contact, is that we're simply not ready, and we need to get ready. And it's much to our advantage, not theirs, to be worthy of these. I hate to use the word worthy, but worthy of that kind of open contact. That we're not going to misuse the technology that comes with it.
Greetings and welcome to the Vortex. I'm your host, Daniel Allen Jones, and I'm very honored to be here with my good friend Travis Walton. It's great to be able to have you here, Travis.
Nice to be with you.
So you just got done lecturing. You shared about how some of the most well-documented experiences out there that you've had and throughout the years show that it's just something that still stands the test of time. Over 40 years later, we're still seeing how this information and all the things that you've presented are the most prevalent in some of the abduction, UFO, alien experience cases that we know about in this field of ufology. And so there's still so many people out there who think UFOs, aliens, extraterrestrials, these are just imaginary, it's all nonsense. You have the naysayers, the debunkers. What are your thoughts on how we can continue moving forward and kind of changing the overall collective awareness with this subject?
Well, I think the belief that the skepticism about life elsewhere has gone through a transformation, because we're learning more and more about the universe. Back at the time that my incident happened, the Drake equation was an equation that the astronomers had come up with to estimate the number of possible civilizations in the galaxy. But astronomers at that time couldn't say positively that every star even had any planets. But now, more recently, NASA says with great certainty that virtually every star has about a dozen planets on the basis of direct observation. So that plugs into the equation variables that are much higher than anyone imagined even 40 years ago. So what used to be kind of something people could doubt, it's now turned around the other way. A kook is a person who thinks we're alone in the universe, not someone who thinks there's someone else out there.
Yeah, I think it's incredible to see now that with even in conventional sciences, and like you said, the Drake equation shows us that with the number of planets and the number of stars that we have just in our own galaxy, that's not even including all of the innumerable galaxies out there in the universe, are in the billions, and just one small percentage or a fraction of a percentage of those that could have some form of habitable life. I think that says a lot, because when you're in the mindset that you think that life in the universe is very scarce, it's just one of the things that we're finding is really not the case. I think you hit on something earlier as we were talking, that life will find a way. It'll find a way to manifest.
Yeah. One biologist put it that way, that life will find a way, and that kind of sums up a principle in biology that's kind of the opposite of the law of entropy, that contrary to life being fragile and rare, that it's determined to come into existence in some rather exotic environments, because anywhere life can exist, it will find a way.
It's something that, the more we see our exploration and planets nearby, just right next to us, Mars and maybe Venus, and on Jupiter and Saturn and the moons thereof, we find that even within our own solar backyard, as it were, there's probably going to be a lot of indication of life right here in the area. But aside from that, and aside from the statements that are going to be received as far as microbial life and things like that, it's going to be continuing to grow exponentially from there, because once you have the announcement of, we found microbial life, it's not a giant, humanoid alien, it's going to be something very small. I think that's going to be something that'll set off this momentum of the snowball effect to show the rest of the world what people that have been doing this work and have had these experiences have known for years and decades, that we're not alone and that there's life teeming in the galaxy. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, and another thought is that, virtually everything technological that we're aware of in our own earthbound civilization is a few scant 100 years old. And even a couple hundred years ago, the technology we have today and take as commonplace would have been considered exotic, and many of the prevailing experts of the day would have said was impossible. So where will we be in 100,000 or 200,000? That's the thing. Some of these star systems are possibly been supporting life for millions of years, and not just a few 100,000. So the possibility for complex civilizations to develop that are beyond our imagining is overwhelming in likelihood. Now, that's not to say that everything out there is way ahead of us. There's obviously planets where life is barely emerging, that it's cave aliens, so to speak, that are far more primitive than us. But those are not the ones that are coming here. The ones that are coming here are going to be the ones that are more advanced. And it makes perfect sense, if there's any sort of moral ethos running through intelligent life, is that there would be something along the lines of a prime directive or a non-interference directive. And their exposure to us of themselves is limited and measured and deliberate, but gradual in a constructive way.
Yeah, I think that was very well said. You can see that obviously there's an elusiveness to the phenomenon. They're not just out over major cities all the time, everywhere. Sometimes there will be a mass sighting, and that's far and few between, but it seems like there's not a deliberate effort on their behalf to be well known. And it's an interesting concept. Like you said, you have the prime directive, which is kind of a non-interference, non-intervention policy. You hear it on things like Star Trek, and how they might apply it, how humans like us might apply it to other alien, more primitive civilizations. But if you take that and apply it in a way like you're saying, with a far more advanced civilization to our degree, what you find is something that may be taking place right now, and maybe some of those groups out there are violating that contract and coming in and doing things with people that maybe they're not supposed to. Do you have any kind of thought on how that might be affecting our experiences?
Well, our own scientists are already, with various probes to other bodies within our solar system, are taking great care not to contaminate these environments with bacteria. And so our scientists are quite aware of the danger of introducing microbes into other environments because of the destructive potential. But I am skeptical of many of the reports of depicting aliens as wanton invaders or in any way being destructive or harmful in their conduct. I keep recalling one example where Barbara Lamb was at a gathering that I was at, and she gave a talk concerning some regressive hypnosis that she had done on some people, in a couple of instances where it was believed that it was a negative experience, and then they came to realize that they had medical issues that were resolved in a positive way and a helpful way later on. So, I compared it to the child who goes to the dentist and thinks the dentist is a white-coated monster out to make him suffer, when the whole procedure is designed to help him out of a problem with his tooth.
Wow, yeah, so there's a lot of really interesting analogies. You can see how even within our own civilization, our own society here in the world, we use these things in an attempt to grasp a larger scale or projecting out into the future what it might be like for us. So you have what's called the Kardashev scale. This is a Russian scientist who came up with this level of different civilizations, and spokesperson for the Science Channel, Michio Kaku's talked a lot about this as well. The Type 1 civilizations, where you have the whole planet working together. Type 2, a civilization that utilizes the power of its star and maybe inhabits several planets in that star. A Type 3 would be a galactic-wide civilization. But they point out that we're not even a Type 1 civilization yet. And what's interesting is we may have to come together collectively and unite as a people and work peacefully with ourselves and with the planet before we can really get connected with the galactic neighborhood, as it may be said. Do you have any strong opinion on how that might affect our ability to relate to our galactic family out there?
I think that's the leading obstacle to limiting and preventing more open contact, is that we're simply not ready, and that we need to get ready. And it's much to our advantage, not theirs, to be worthy of these, I hate to use the word worthy, but worthy of that kind of open contact, that we're not going to misuse the technology that comes with it.
It's really incredible. There's so much to the concepts and the philosophies of life in the universe. And for someone that has had a personal experience with a phenomenon beyond our own comprehension almost, it's something that not a lot of people get to have a first-hand experience or encounter with. But as such that you have, what would you give as a send-off for people who are so eager to go and find aliens, find UFOs, and find this exotic phenomenon? Let's say that someone encountered this. What is your advice to someone who suddenly sees something out there? They see an object nearby, down, maybe descending on the ground, or they see an exotic life form. What kind of advice would you say to someone who's in that moment of suspended disbelief, and they're in that fight or flight? What would you say to that person?
Well, I recommend caution, of course, but I think certainly don't exhibit any sort of hostility or ignorance about it, because that's, I think, our chief limiting factor in moving forward. We need to show ourselves ready and be ready to show that a positive result will come of it.
Very well. So we're making new discoveries every day. There's so much that we're finding out, and it's important that we work together to see what's next. And I like to think that we won't know if we don't go. And you've done just that, although it's really changed the scope of your life and your involvement in many of these things altogether. But you've done that. I think for the betterment of humanity, you've done something to allow yourself to be part of a situation that can be shared with people all over the world, and we honor you for that. It's a very respectful thing for you to be able to come forward with your experience to let others know that they're not alone and that this is part of reality. So Travis, thank you very much for this great honor to be able to have you.
Thanks for letting me make a few comments here.
Appreciate it, and we'll see you in the Vortex. If you liked this video, be sure to check out our other content and get connected on our page and social media sites. Every day, new discoveries are being made all across the world and beyond, so let's work together to find out what's next. And remember, we won't know if we don't go. I'll see you in the Vortex.